Today is November 24th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, it's going to be some short reading today. We'll be reading Chapter 9, The Family Afterward, page 130. And we are well ahead in the 12 and 12, so we'll go ahead and skip today's reading for that. Get back to that hopefully tomorrow. Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise, Katie don't bar the door. And then we will read today's 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. We've been given a brand new set of 24 hours, and that is always an exciting thing. Clean slate, fresh start, now the chance to live a life with integrity. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. The Family Afterward, page 130. Those of us who have spent much time in the world of spiritual make-believe have eventually seen the childness of it. This dream world has been replaced by a great sense of purpose, accompanied by a growing consciousness of the power of God in our lives. We've come to believe that He would like us to keep our heads in the clouds with Him, but that our feet ought to be firmly planted on earth. That is where our fellow travelers are. And that is where our work must be done. These are the realities for us. We found nothing incompatible between a powerful spiritual experience and a life of sane and happy usefulness. One more suggestion. Whether the family has spiritual convictions or not, they may do well to examine the principles by which the alcoholic member is trying to live. They can hardly fail to improve these simple principles, though the head of the house still fails somewhat in practicing them. Nothing will help the man who is off on a spiritual tangent so much as the wife who adopts a sane spiritual program, making a better practical use of it. There will be other profound changes in the household. Liquor incapacitated father for so many years that mother became the head of the house. She met these responsibilities gallantly. By force of circumstances, she was often obliged to treat father as a sick or wayward child. Even when he wanted to assert himself, he couldn't, for his drinking placed him constantly in the wrong. Mother made all the plans and gave the directions. When sober, father usually obeyed. Thus mother, through no fault of her own, became accustomed to wearing the family trousers. Father, coming suddenly to life again, often begins to assert himself. This means trouble, unless the family watches for these tendencies in each other and comes to a friendly agreement about them. "24 hours a day, November 24th. AA thought for the day. Instead of pretending to be perfectionists, in AA we're content with making progress. The main thing is to be growing. We realize that perfectionism is only a result of false pride and an excuse to save face. In AA, we are willing to make mistakes and to stumble, provided we always stumble forward. We are not so interested in what we are as in what we're becoming. We are on the way, not at the goal. We will be on the way as long as we live. No AA has ever arrived, but we're getting better. Am I making progress? Meditation for the day. Each new day brings an opportunity to do some little thing that will help make a better world, that will bring God's kingdom a little nearer to being realized on earth. Take each day's happenings as opportunities for something you can do for God. In that spirit, a blessing will attend all you do. Offering this day's service to God, you're sharing in His work. You do not have to do great things. Prayer for the day. I pray that today I may do the next thing, the unselfish thing, the loving thing. I pray that I may be content with doing small things as long as they're right. Daily Reflection, November 24th. A universal search. Be quick to see where religious people are right. Make use of what they offer. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 87. I do not claim to have all the answers in spiritual matters, any more than I claim to have all the answers about alcoholism. There are others who are also engaged in a spiritual search. If I keep an open mind about what others have to say, I have much to gain. My sobriety is greatly enriched, and my practice of the 11th step more fruitful, when I use both the literature and the practices of my Judeo-Christian tradition and the resources of other religions. Thus, I receive support from many sources in staying away from the first drink. Alright, my friends, that wraps up today's reading already, and some great stuff as always. I really appreciate the 24 hours a day. I pray that today I may do the next thing, the unselfish thing, the loving thing. I pray that I may be content with doing small things, as long as they're right. I don't know if anybody else is like me, but every now and then I feel like I get this gentle nudge. Like, hey, why don't you go talk to that person? Why don't you help this one over here? And then sometimes it's as simple as, hey, see that trash right there? I know you didn't make that mess, but why don't you pick it up? That's another little gentle nudge. And it's not glamorous, it's not for a show, it's not for anything except for the simple fact that it's the right thing to do. A lot of times I try to do these things out of gratitude. In a way, it's kind of my own way of worshiping my higher power. Expressing my gratitude just to be sober today, to try to do something behind the scenes that nobody notices. But not for a pat on the back, but out of appreciation for what's already been done for me. I'm sober today. What a blessing, because I remember just a little over 6 years ago going on one day at a time. I remember where I was at. I still remember. A dear friend of mine that says, always remember what it was like back then. Not with a degree of shame, but remember the realities of what alcoholism did and what it can still do if I pick up again. But remember where you are now as well. Acknowledge that progress that the reading was talking about today. So with that, my friends, that's all we have time for. I hope you have a great one. And if we are given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.